Well, this weekend, known comedian, actress, and podcast host Miss Pat is set to make her way to the Mississippi coast. And joining me now is Miss Pat herself to talk about her new hot and flashy tour coming to the IP Casino in Biloxi Saturday. Miss Pat, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me.
No problem. So it's always exciting to know, great people coming here to the Mississippi coast. And you've kind of been all across. You've been on BET, you've been on Netflix, you've been seen on Hulu. How did you get your start?
I just took a visit to the welfare office, and a caseworker thought I was pretty funny. And I was like, what do I have to lose? I'm a convicted felon. I need to try something illegal for a chance. So I got into comedy, and first time on stage, and I was like, they pay you for this? And I just kept going. And here I am 23 years later.
Wow. So did you originally start, was it 2002?
Yep. About 2001, 2002, somewhere in there.
Okay. And kind of just tell me, how did it set sail after that? You said you really didn't see yourself taking this avenue in life.
Well, you know what? The first time I did it, I really liked it. And I came home and I told my husband, I said, I'm a comedian. He was like, please just keep the job at Target. You're going to be okay. And I just kept going to open mics, and it just started to grow. And we moved to Indiana, and podcasts came along, and I did some of the biggest podcasts, and people in Hollywood started to recognize me.
That's awesome. So kind of just tell us about this hot and flashy tour set to take place here at the IP Casino in Biloxi.
Well, I call it the hot and flashy because I'm 50-something years old and I'm going through menopause. So I just want to let everybody know, when you go through menopause, don't mean you can't be hot and that you dry it out. We still flashy. So that's why I named it that. But I'm not going to only talk about menopause. I'm going to talk about a lot of things that's going on in my life.
Yeah, that's awesome. And it's great to see you kind of making a laughing matter out of real life situations. Is that kind of how your career continued to move and progress over time?
That's all I talk about. I don't make up anything. If it happened at my house, I'm going to bring it to the stage.
So what can we expect come Saturday?
Oh, you can expect a new hour, because I was just there about a year and a half ago. So it's a new hour. I always tell people I like to take them on a Negro field trip. So that's what I'm going to take them on.
I love that. I love that. So you
don't bleep that word. I think it's pretty funny.
Well, I mean, you got to laugh and you got to show some smiles, in times that we continue to face daily. So kind of just tell me, I mean, you've been working with notable producers like Lee Daniels and just big people within the industry. I mean, how does it make you feel to know that you're continuing to progress year after year?
Sometimes I have to pitch myself. I say I'm just a little old girl from the inner city of Atlanta who dropped out of school in the 8th grade with a GED. And then I look up sometime, I'm sitting next to Lee Daniels. I just worked with Raven Simone, Tisha Campbell. I'm working with Aaron Kaplan, some of the bigger producers out there. I mean, the show also have Brian Grazer attached, along with the Ron Howard. So sometimes I just pitch myself and like, how did I get here? And I didn't steal anything.
That's awesome. And you're actually currently you're taping season 5 right now of, is it the Miss Pat Show?
I'm taping season 5 of the Miss Pat Show. After I finish this, I'm going into season 3 of the Miss Pat Settles It, the court show. So if you love season 4 of the Miss Pat Show, and I know we left y'all hanging off of a cliff, it's gonna be crazy for season 5. I ask myself every day, how do this show keep getting better year after year after year? And people would not let it go.
Yeah, that's great. And I continue to watch, your show with the courts and everything. It's definitely hilarious. You will definitely get a laugh. So I know people are definitely going to get a laugh come Saturday. How can people get a hold of those tickets for you at the IP?
You can go to the IP, but you can also go to my website at misspatcomedy.com and just click on the links and get the tickets. There's not many left, y'all, so make sure you get your tickets. A year and a half ago, that was my first time there in Biloxi on my own, so I'm looking forward to coming back. I had a great time.
Awesome. Well, Miss Pat, thank you so much for your time, and I hope it turns out to be such an amazing night.
Thank you. Thank you all for having me.
And there's all the information that you need. That show is tomorrow night, 8 p.m. IP Casino, and you can get your tickets at that website on your screen. We'll be right back with more news and weather.